I've got an uneasy feeling already. Hello everyone, and welcome to Dreadflats, a Chinese horror game which just popped up on Steam, in which we venture into an abandoned apartment where a murder took place, and have to try and solve the mystery, I suppose. It's a very simple concept, and it's a game I just kind of randomly came across on Steam, but it seems very dark and foreboding, and maybe in a lot of ways similar to Chilla's art. Some of the screenshots I saw are really terrifying too, so I'm really curious. This game contains intense horror sequences, including jump scares and disturbing imagery. Player discretion is strongly advised. 10,000 USD to spend 3 nights in a haunted building. Would you dare? I mean, sure, I'd pay 10,000 to spend 3 nights in a haunted building. What, you're paying me? I'm the host of a paranormal channel. I've stayed and filmed in countless haunted places. Ghost stories? Urban legends? Just tales to scare the weak-minded. This time a fan paid me to film in an apartment building. A place where people vanished without a trace. Oh, this game is quite good looking thus far. I have to appreciate its restraint. It's neither faux PS1 nor faux VHS. Although it seems like there is potentially a camera component. Wow. There's a good amount of bob to this view, but oddly enough, it's not making me all that motion sick. And I am kinda prone to that. I don't know, it just feels really real for some reason. This flashlight is strong, but does not project very far at all. It hasn't even really fallen yet, but it's so dark down here beneath the buildings and the trees. We can run, but not very well. Let's get inside. The fan mentioned the building still has power. Let me find the switch. Yeah, okay, no. Now that we're right here, I can definitely see that there's a bit of a curve to it, almost like a body cam style, but it very much takes place in the modern day. Okay, there's subtitles for when I look at something, but they're in Chinese, as are the achievements. The security room's locked. The main power switch must be inside. In fact, I can see it. Ghost story or no, this is a bit of a dream for me. But it seems like we've more or less got the run of the place. This is creepy. Oh, if we entered somebody's apartment? Look at this. Mahjong pieces all left out and arranged. Like everyone had to just stand up and leave. Actually, there's several tables of this. Paid Mahjong parlor. The owner mans the security room during daytime. Interesting, so this place actually had, like, facilities for the patrons, or rather the tenants. Lost spare key for the security room. Please return if found. Heads up, kids have been sneaking in lately. Parents, please keep them supervised. So, the Mahjong parlor owner doubles as security guard. Search the area thoroughly. Okay. They'll probably have lots of things that are useful to us. Oh man, it is pitch black in here. If we were to turn out our light, there's practically no ambient. Nothing here. This is the kind of thing that always creeps me out in urban exploration, these time capsule locations, the places where everything is just left out, left in stasis for all these years. I mean, it must have been a pretty bad set of murders for the entire building to be left empty, right? There's a set of keys. Now we can try to open the security room door. Oh look, the ground floor windows are all boarded. Well, that explains the darkness. For some reason I like the idea that we're walking in here and night has not even fully fallen yet. I don't know, it emphasizes that this darkness, it's not natural, even for as complete as it is. This lock makes me curious about what's inside. Find a tool to break it open later. I don't know, man. It's a rule in urban exploration not to break things. And breaking things in a murder site seems like really bad juju. And look at how detailed this is. Even a cabinet that's underneath a desk, a sink, it's still got things on top of it. This view distortion is really starting to get to me. Come on, there we go. Well, here's the security desk. Let me see. The fan's key is for room 204. Go there first. It'll be my base for the next few days. Well, at least there are lights, but man, just the idea of camping out in a building like this. I don't know, knowing its history, how could you not feel watched? Now, unfortunately, since I cannot read Chinese, I'm not going to be able to tell what's on these walls if it doesn't provide a direct translation. These lights only go so far down the hall. But it's really cool that it doesn't have, like, arbitrary obstacles in the hallway. We actually can walk around a good bit. It's just the locked doors sealing things off. It's just that the further down I walk, the more I feel like I won't be able to turn back. Those lights seem so distant from here, don't they? I mean, this area with the lights feels like it's a place of relative safety. Why can't we just stay right here, you know, beside the front door? In case something goes wrong? No? Alright then. Well, there are some additional lights. Look. There's a stove just set out in the middle of the hall. This is some true communal living. I mean, it certainly doesn't seem as dense or as cluttered as Kowloon, although I can't help but be reminded of that game. No? feels so strange to open this door and see a light on. And a TV. Makes it feel like I'm gonna see a confused person just sitting on the couch. Well, I guess that confused person is going to be me. Place luggage. Okay, where am I putting this stuff down? I'm starting to hear some really strange noises. That fan startled me a bit. But at least there's a lamp on in here. Ooh, with a watch. I wonder if it still tells time. I'd like to learn a little bit more about what happened here. The fan said he was too young when he moved to remember much about it. Only that people vanished here. This torn newspaper clipping is the only clue online. Online? This newspaper clipping is the only clue. Online. Okie dokie. Well, hey, this place feels homier already, right? To be honest, I would actually love to camp out in a place like this, but under these circumstances and all alone, I don't know if I'd be able to do it. Bangpoo Daily, June 20th, 2001. A male resident of Fanzheng Apartments went missing around midnight of June 15th. According to family members and neighbors, the man had complained of tapping sounds, like marbles bouncing above the ceiling in the days leading up to his disappearance, escalating sharply that night. Police confirmed no signs of break-in or struggle. His room was locked from inside. The case remains unsolved. Well, let's unpack and listen out for marbles bouncing on the ceiling. Can we not unpack from this? Ah, right here. Every once in a while, a mote of dust will float by right in my immediate field of vision, and it'll scare the heck out of me. Well, I guess we'll just hang around for a bit then. See, this place is looking a bit nicer already. I honestly would love to play like an abandoned building rehab game like this. A tool. Take it. Neat. Maybe we can use that on the lock downstairs in the mahjong parlor. There we are. Another bedroom. Are we sure we don't want a partner for this? I mean, come on, I'll split $10,000. So another strange thought just occurred. A fan paid to have me do this, and they apparently lived here, moving when they were young. So you're telling me that they lived here and were that willing to have me come. That makes sense that they would want closure to the mystery, but it also feels, I don't know, maybe like a trap? Even behind the boarding, we can see that it's started to rain. Nothing in the fridge, not that you'd really want anything that would be in there anyway. I know it's a popular sentiment that graphics don't make the game, but in horror stories like this, I think they really do go a long way. And it's this scaling, it's this detail in the environment that makes it feel personal, like it's something you can see as someplace where someone lived that you're now intruding on. Not to mention the way the light interacts with all of this. That rusty, dirty water that's been sitting for who knows how long. Well, as far as bases go, you've got power. Maybe there's a VCR you can hook up or something. they leave in such a rush that the TV got left on? Can't mess with the phone. Alright. All set. I'll stay here temporarily. Now would be a pretty good time. Should I go check that lock? I guess it's not up to me. Can't sleep. I might as well investigate in film. Well, you have to have some kind of proof that you were here in order to collect that money. Here is our next component of the game. Look at that. We've got the timer on the top left showing that, well, everything we see from here on out is evidence. So let's make sure that we get the word out and show everyone what it's like in here. Okay, we can press Q for the menu at any time. That's a little bit strange, but I kind of like it. Let me just say, though, I do really appreciate that we can turn the camera shake off, we can turn the fisheye perspective off, but overall, it does feel like we're using modern equipment, you know? I mean, HD, 16:9. It's not doing a faux VHS thing even when it absolutely could, and it really helps sell the environment more. Like, we can see all the little creases and folds and all the grime on the walls, which is so important. But look, if we're gonna come into this from a YouTuber's perspective, let's come into it from a YouTuber's perspective. I have first-hand feeling of what this is like, and my instinct is to document everything, especially my living quarters. I mean, I just can't stop thinking about how stoked I would be to be in this situation. It is just like those Urbex videos I used to make. It's been so long since I've actually put one out, but, well, it's the kind of thing I don't really get to choose when I make them. Okay, now that we've got that tool, let's not explore too much on our own just yet. There are still some floors going upward. The most important thing at the very beginning is to give a feel for what the location is like. So it's good to be able to see the path all the way from our room down to the front door. Gives the audience a sense of relation where everything is. Weren't you facing me before? Locked. Maybe I can find something in the parlor and we can read you now. Found a lost key near room 107 on the first floor. Put it in the drawer. If the security room's empty, find me at the mahjong parlor next door. What was that sound? It sounds like moving mahjong tiles. The sound stopped. Like somebody heard me come in. I hope the camera's mic picked that up. Okay, you may have put it in a drawer somewhere. We can bust this open with the tool we found. Way to keep me in suspense for a moment while we waited for our light to come up. Bunk beds. Are you seeing this? Look, a photo of people playing mahjong, it looks like there's like an old woman standing in the doorway. I do not like that smile on her face. Who is she? Oh my... See, there's something of a lost art that I feel like American horror media tries to do, but is simply not as good at as Japanese or Chinese media. And that's having things that are just deeply unsettling, that don't necessarily have to be explained or make any sense. All you have to do is show me that, and I'm just like, nope. I was certainly worried about seeing it as I turned around. Can we try and figure out what that perspective is? What do we do now? Definitely making sure to close doors behind me as I go. Not that it would make much difference if this place really were haunted. Another set of keys. We needed keys for our keys. I was really nervous to glance back at the windows. Do we maybe try one of the other doors upstairs? This is our room. Maybe now would be a good time to head down the hall and see what else is open. Bathroom, and it doesn't even have a door. So I'm guessing what that meant is that you probably want me to go to room 107, 108, 104, 107. I'm so nervous to move in with my back to that door. Everything's all piled up in the way, but there's... Is that another photo on the bed? Alright, we can maneuver around between rooms then. Inspect this spot carefully. I was nervous before, but when you put it like that, it makes it 10 times worse. This game understands the understated fear of walking slowly into the dark. Locked. Alright, counting on you, door. Locked. Alright then, there must be a key somewhere. Are we really gonna look through this hole? Oh no. Oh, we found a key on the table. How to enter. I don't know, man. Stop looking. You got what you wanted. You got what you wanted. Thank you. Oi! Did something just touch me? Oh, you... Okay. Good understanding of player attention right there. So you had that take just a little too long. And I'm wondering if maybe we didn't literally see a hand there, or maybe the idea is that that was just a representation of us feeling like something touched us while we were looking through. Either way, we've been given the go-ahead. So much of horror is just understanding what the player is going to be afraid of and exploiting that to the maximum degree, and the best way to exploit that is to make it feel like you're not. In this case, having an animation of looking through the hole that takes just a tad too long. Alright, there's a key. Got the sleeping pills you asked for. Doctor says 1 pill per night. Also, lull the child if she can't sleep. Don't medicate her. And yet you got them anyway. Wait, April 28th, 2025? Mom, Dad, when will you come back? The old lady's under my bed. She couldn't sleep because she was seeing an old lady. Kind of like the one in the photo. Maybe the security guard had heard about this and connected some dots? Why is she in my house? Wait, I couldn't see anything while it was in your hands, but look. In the background from a distance, we can see her, like, creeping out of a doorway. Actually, out of that doorway. Basically what it's doing is it's telling us what angle to be afraid of just as we're facing away from it. Was that the toy car rolling out? It's essentially telling a simple ghost story as effectively and as unsettlingly as it can. April 21st, sunny. Last night, while watching TV with Dad, I looked back and saw an old lady staring at me in my room. I was terrified, but Mom and Dad found nothing. I know she was there. Slept with Mom and Dad last night. I didn't want to sleep alone in my room tonight, too. Under that bed. Hearing these things secondhand from a child makes things so much worse, but seeing photographs to back them up? I mean, when we have a child's impressions, we're left to imagine what she really saw, but starting us with the photos, we don't even have to. Well, not entirely true, because apparently things gotten much worse than what we've seen. See, every time we look at something, I dread turning around. That is the power of good atmosphere and world building. Enough footage for now. Time to return. Hey, the light blew out at the same time. Come on. Let's make our way back upstairs. Run for the light. I guess it's a good thing the ghost is an old lady, because otherwise we would never be able to outrun her. You hear that? Sound seems to come from upstairs. like marbles rolling on the ceiling. Every time I turn a corner, I expect to see a grinning old lady peering at me. And it stops abruptly as soon as I get here. Now it seems to have shifted to the 4th floor. No matter what, it always sounds like it's coming from above us. No, it is so dark. This flashlight is useless. But this sealed off apartment, why? That's probably the creepiest thing to me is, well, not the creepiest thing, but the gap. The gap between a child complaining about seeing an old woman under her bed and this entire place being left abandoned for decades. How does one become the other? How does a figment of a child's imagination end up rising to the level of an emergency with all these lives affected? What did they all see? That sound was near here just now. Nothing unusual in sight. Too drowsy. I'll return. Okay, we have multi-day horror protagonist syndrome, where we do like 10 minutes worth of looking around and then fall asleep. To be fair, as a YouTuber, I understand the sentiment. But okay, 4 floors total. And something dragging me upward. We've more or less explored the building fully now. But even still, if this was the whole video, I'd probably be satisfied with that. Still, 10,000 is probably a good enough reason to continue. Let's pack the camera. You brought spare batteries, you're here for a few days. Nap a bit, then resume filming. Oh god. What was that? I should inspect the room. The door is open. I think we've seen her. Examine the door lock. Okay. Kitchen seems normal too. That storm seemed to pick up in the night. Oh wait, I can look under here. I really hope you're not going to dismiss this as just rats. Probably just a groggy nightmare. Still, set up the camera. Evidence over paranoia. Review the footage tomorrow for whatever happens. I really appreciate what a slow burn this game is so far. I mean, it tells us a ghost story while we're already immersed in the remains of it, and then allows us to jump at shadows. It seems like a lot of the scares that it's given us so far, I mean, despite being visual because it's a video game, are meant to more convey like these little jolts that we would get. And now we offer ourselves up as bait. That sound again. Wait, what? Why are we all the way over here? Marbles? 6 in total. Right in front of the brick door. There's no stairs. We're having a nightmare. Please let this just be a nightmare. There's been a sound behind me this whole time. I know. I know. I've been avoiding it. It's not looping. Marbles again? That's your takeaway? Can't make out the writing. But it vaguely looks like it says, leave now. Oh my god! Turns out it was just a nightmare, but that wasn't. What was that noise? Alright, grab the camera. Okay, we're starting fresh. Come on. Doesn't look like anything's really changed. Except the light's on in the kitchen. Something smashed a plate. Did a rat knock over the plate? I don't know, but answer me this. Did a rat turn on the TV behind me? What's wrong with the TV? Power trip? This light is turned off. Let's check the security room. Oh no. Oh no, so many times walking down this hall, pushing into the dark with nothing happening, sooner or later, it's gonna cash that in. Good thing it's right here. That was an unpleasantly loud noise, but somebody must have messed with this, right? I mean, I really doubt we would have tripped that on our own. We're an apartment building. We were like one light. Forgot to check the camera battery. Go back and recharge it first. So we're blind right now. Whatever happens right now is off the record. Can't film anything for now. As well use the bathroom and rest some more. Man, I wouldn't be leaving this room without the camera, with everything that's been going on. Does this stuff even work? Why do so many horror games have full bathroom sound effects? Same sound as before. And our camera isn't going to be charged yet. Come on, man, this is your whole job. That sound's still coming from upstairs. You know what? It's only now I'm realizing this is something you don't often see in a horror game. I enjoy a consistent haunting, one that seems to behave a certain way. Because so many of them, you're just walking through all these triggers, waiting for different scary scenarios to occur. This actually feels more like a curse. Seems to be from the floor above. I think something's ahead. A single marble. Is that truly the sound of marbles bouncing? Just like the dream. Now, you could chalk that up to the idea being put in our head by the newspaper. But with everything else going on, would you be willing to do that? At that point, you're basically saying it's just the wind. Why does this resemble my nightmare earlier? Go to the security room to reset the power. I was so afraid we were going to find that there are no stairs. Okay, I wasn't sure if that was the sound again or if it was just my footsteps. I think it's just my footsteps. Probably nothing. I'll head back. Are you sure, man? Are you really, really sure about that? We're being given the opportunity to leave right now. Right at this moment. I'm gonna head back to the room just to see if this is a choice. Like, maybe we really can end the game right here. Feeling strangely exhausted. Okay. Set this up. You know, something's just occurred to me. This doesn't make a lot of sense. We have windows right here, but there's rooms beyond ours. Not only that, but this room 203, it's, locked. Like a door we can try, meaning the room right next to ours will open at some point. But space-wise, none of this makes any sense. I'm worried to find out who our neighbors are. Alright, time to sleep. We never did review the footage of the first time. That sound came again. This time I had to film it. Let's go. You know what's a really spooky element in this story? The fact that this camera has seen so much more than we have. I mean, it's possibly seen haunting events happening directly over us while we slept, and we're not even aware of it yet. Track the marble sounds. It's on us now. Okay, it'll probably be upstairs. Wait, on our left. Will it be even further up? It's right here, but I can't tell if that's up or down. I think it's down. No. Here we are. That sound seems to be coming from inside room 407. It won't open. Check the security room again. There might be spare keys in other drawers. Look at this. The door to the cupboard is blocked and bound by string. To my untrained eye, it almost looks like some kind of ritual to contain a spirit or a demon. We found the source. This is where the sound came from. 7 marbles. Who's there? stopped the second I came in. Whatever this is, it seems to mess with the TVs. Oh my god. Can we go? Finish filming before leaving. That is quite a big bulky lock on that door. I thought I saw something go inside. You gonna attribute that to the rats as well? I understand we're playing as a skeptic, but at a certain point, man. What was that sound? That cleaver is still bloody. You're really gonna check under the cupboard in the haunted... Okay. Okay, so... the marble sounds were just rats? I will give this to you, they are doing a lot more than one would think. But I don't think we can attribute this to them. One area that could use a bit of work in this game is the sound design, because a lot of the signs are, like, very abrupt. Granted, the important ones, the sounds of the marbles tapping and rolling, those are very well done. But other things feel like they could stand to be a bit more directional, feel more real. I ran into Miss Wang from room 305 today. She looked terrified, insisting a red-dressed old woman stared at her from the corner. But I saw nothing. Her mental state's worsening, yet she refuses the hospital. This building's unbearable. Nightly nightmares, unexplained sounds at midnight. I'm losing my mind too. Someone came today claiming to be a reporter, giving scientific explanations for the noises. It helped. I advised him to talk to Miss Wang. Maybe he'll convince her to seek help. Or at least ease her fears. God, imagine seeing something like that, a grinning old woman peering from around the corner. And even when you bring people to see, they'll tell you that there's nothing there. Imagine not just how scary it is to be seeing it and not knowing what's going on, but how isolating that would be. The resident in 305 mentioned eerie things too. Remember that we were led here. It's starting to feel more and more like something wants this story to be told, and yet the spirit does not seem benevolent. Were all these colored fences here before? I honestly can't even remember, but why would they be up here? We're looking for 305. That's downstairs one. Oh my! That startled me. Yes, I imagine it would. Meanwhile, the storm is pouring out there. .301 is the one that's been sealed. This is definitely one of the better haunting games I've played. I mean, it's something that a lot of games don't do well because they show their hand too much and too early. But this is allowing it to feel like there's something in here with us without necessarily going all in on a scare just yet. And the fact that it's taking so long... The door's stuck. A hole in the bathroom next door might let me peek inside. Haven't you had your fill of peeking through these holes? That's quite a huge hole, actually. You can probably climb through. Reach the camera in. See what's happening. The door's stuck. Oh, there's a board against it. Maybe we can throw something? Door just became unstuck miraculously. Okay, how about we pull our camera back? Pull me out. I feel so helpless. I feel like I'm the one being dangled in here. Oh, we get out of here, man. Oh! The camera slipped. We're gonna have to go get it. The door's open now. You're acting like you didn't see that. The camera's the real protagonist of this story. It heard the sound of someone walking away. Why is the door closed now? This is definitely one of the better haunting narratives in a game. Definitely some of the best structured scares. I will say you are one of the dumbest protagonists. Look around first. Okay. Now, my big question right now is this really the ghost of an old woman who may have lived here? Or is it something else, simply taking that form, something more demonic? Why is she in the photo? Come on. They think I'm insane, but I'm not. It's her, that old lady. She took them. Ever since I picked those marbles up in the hallway, she's been watching me. She tempted you into a trap. God, those proportions are so off, but you can always see the grin. Get this. The way she makes herself known, it's like she wants to inspire fear in the people who live here. Maybe that was the point, to get everyone to leave, but then again, there was talk of disappearances. It was a lot more than just ghost stories that emptied this place. This is definitely one of the more spacious apartments. Take your marbles back. Leave my family alone. This person tried to banish her. Every time we come across something like that, I slowly turn around because I'm very aware, all of a sudden, of the open doorway behind me. The hallway has been blocked off. Key in the stew, trick as old as time. It seems unsafe that we need a key to leave the apartment, but then again, many rooms seem to have something like this. Enough footage for today. Let's go back. I will give credit where credit is due. This protagonist definitely seems oblivious. But to be fair, it's setting things up in such a way where I guess it's somewhat reasonable that he might not have seen some of those things. There was only a flash of the old woman, and he was, you know, staring at the LCD at the end of his extended arm. Everything else has mostly been vague notions, and was there something there? Still, dude, you're by yourself in this creepy old place with so many bad memories and so many bad stories attached to it. You have to be feeling at least a little creeped out, right? And I'd like it if you would express that. Well, let's watch ourselves sleep again. Come on. Investigate the rest at dawn. Go to the second floor bathroom. Okay, stomach's acting up, bathroom break. I was about to say, if the subtitles hadn't caught up, I would be like, dude, you're giving me contradictory instructions here. Alright, we're already on the second floor. Sometimes I have to check and see that my flashlight is really on. That's how poor of a job it's doing at these distances. This exhaustion's back. Stomach pains and fatigue. Oh no. Could I be coming down with something? Maybe sleep till dawn, then go to town for a day's rest. At that point you'll have done it, right? Which means we're not gonna make it that far. Just rats again? Dude, you and your rats. Did rats knock on the door? Does this thing even have a stall door? Dude. You know what? Whatever. Whatever happens to you from this point forward is squarely on you. And that is way too generous of a line for me to draw. But I'm drawing it here. One more sleep, one more rest. Then we'll have earned that $10,000, right? Then again, that $10,000 is enticing, right? That's what made us come here? As enticing as some marbles on the floor? Why is the camera knocked over? She was under my bed. You know, I found that the things that have scared me the most in this game haven't been the things we've seen or heard, but what we imagine is just on the other side of the door, just on the other side of our own mattress. It's when I start to see myself in the third person that I get the worst heebie-jeebies. Oh. No. Oh my god. This is what I was trying to describe to you a moment ago. The exact image that appeared in my mind's eye when I saw that marble roll out. Need to get out of here now. That's so much worse than a ghost being able to just spawn. The fact that she crawls out of the cupboard at night and under my bed. What is that? There's like a stain, some kind of shimmer back there. Is that how she enters the world? Okay, we need to get out of here. And I'm happy to take that advice. Come on. Who's there? He's in the way. No. Oh my god. Go. No, 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 no! The door's locked. Go. Keep going. Oh, there's only so far I can go. Hide. No jump scare, no chase, just her slowly walking towards me. Only her face visible in the darkness. And a little chuckle as I started to run. I'm trying to imagine her moving that fast, and it's creeping me out way more. Well, it's happened. You've gotten me to look to the right away from the door. Yes! Something's dripping from above. Oh my god! Ah! I think we're being dragged. Oh my god! I don't think that's a regular ghost. No, see, I've been wondering this entire time. The marbles, the way it behaves, is this something from Chinese folklore? Maybe not knowing that makes this experience better, scarier for me. I saw it with my own eyes. The monster devoured a guy, who then reappeared elsewhere. When I found him, his body was already twisting. From what I've observed, the monster is blind, Hiding behind cover and holding breath seems to work temporarily. Got it. Thanks for the help. But I don't think we're in the apartment anymore. I think we've been taken elsewhere. Oh my god. God, go, 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 go. No. Oh my god. 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 In here. Look at that thing. Oh no. We can crawl. It's on us to avoid you now. Through here. Go, 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 go! No, God, I cannot stand that noise you make. Go. No, turn on the light, turn on the light, turn on the light. Through here, crawl, 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 you moron! No, you got me, how? What was I supposed to do? Okay, new rule for horror games. Don't have things be able to grab me if they're right on my heels and I have to crawl into something. Yep. Because if you don't react to everything perfectly and instantaneously, it's gonna get you, and the whole vibe of the scene gets ruined. Come on. In here, crawl, 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 thank you. You need to be perfect, because she's right on your heels. When did the building become like this? I don't know if the building did. I think she brought us somewhere else. You don't really think this is gonna open to where you think it will, do you? Of course not. I don't know how long it's been since the attack brought me here. This place is bizarre. Like a twisted reflection of the real building, with all the rooms distorted. Some companions were taken and never returned. What does that monster want? The world is shifting around us. This is its realm, and if it's gonna let us get away, it's only for further toying with us. Hope you can hold your breath for a long time. Oh no, it's right behind me. Do we have enough time? Go, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. That radio better not do anything. She knows. Come on, she knows! What was I supposed to do? What? Hi. Hi. Okay. I mean, this situation suits me just fine. If you can't grab me, then I can use this as a bargaining chip, right? Eventually, you'll have to release me, or this becomes your prison as well. I just realized these are giant mahjong tiles. They'll come to here. I'm kind of hatching up a strategy where maybe I could go in there. That happens. I come to here. Crawl in here. Okay, so I had to do this instead of do the logical thing and just push through or climb over the chairs. Wait, but also you were somehow getting me from over there? This is very, very script heavy, where you need to follow that script exactly or it gets you. If that's as far as you're coming, how are you finding me out? Oh, wait. Did what? I don't know what this game wants right now. You started coming in further. Did I go far enough to trigger these things to push in, but not far enough for you to change your pathing? And leave. You're gonna come this way, but I'm gonna go this way. I'm quite certain that I went inside there. Alright, there you go. You're going further. And now you'll push it out of the way. Okay, so that was the precise script that I was supposed to execute in that billionth of a second. Remember, if I had turned back when they just came, it wouldn't work. If I tried to push over and jump over, it doesn't work. It needs to be precisely, you walk into the doorway and then walk back out and crawl into this dark corner. You're distracted by the noise, by the TV. It's almost like it comforts you, lulls you. This is kind of reminding me of a certain segment of Little Nightmares 2. This is a nightmare indeed, but you know what? We may be in another realm, but our camera is still going. For their own lives, we need to preserve this footage. The question is, how are we going to get you away from there? The door's blocked. Need to find a way through. But how? Maybe that radio? This depth of field is proving a problem. Okay, so that's on, and now we can unplug the TV. We'll walk over there. And let's hope we don't make too much noise opening this door, huh? Let's be on our feet anyway to start with. Oh no. I could still hear her footsteps for a second. I saw the monster drag someone into the wardrobe. The key's still with it. Are you saying that if we can find this wardrobe, then maybe we can get out of here? The more time passes, the less I truly believe that's the case. Alright, what's your pattern? As hard as it makes things, the depth of field does sort of... it does sort of make it harder to get a good look at you at times, which is kind of cool. It sort of reminds me of old found footage films from like the 2000s. Okay. Oh my god, no. No, come on! Oh, we're screwed. Oh, we made it. It's proximity based, but where that proximity is anyone's guess. We can hide here. That's nice. It indicates a place we can crawl into. And we actually do have to crawl into here. It's not just like pressing a button and then we go in. I really like freeform hiding like this. Plus, these contextual things, they allow it to really feel like we're getting in there, like we're someplace we shouldn't be found. And it gives us perspectives like this. One of those rare moments where I can say thank goodness for interior windows, huh? Your pattern is a little tougher to discern. You're walking on your tiptoes. No, what I want is for you to go all the way down. The cupboard. Yes! Can't untie it. What do you mean can't untie it? Look for something sharp here. Come on. There's something sharp. I got it. No. Get under. Oh my god. Now we need to make it all the way back there. The problem is, if I don't know exactly where you are... Yes, coming back in was the right choice, that's for sure. Your pattern is actually kind of difficult to discern. Come in here. Should mean that you'll go back out and out that way. Wait for you. Go that way, and that's when we emerge. Need to time it out, because there's not a lot of hiding spaces here. The key. No, I got... No. Underneath. Okay, you're gonna go do that. Maybe we're better off just sprinting? I never know that in these moments. Are we better off just running? Out. Oh my god. The key wasn't to this, though. Never any such luck. Please, I hope so much that there was a checkpoint in there somewhere. Now I understand where the missing people went. Good looking out. like that twisted figure we saw in our nightmare. Just don't panic. Moment of truth. That's what I thought. Yep. Run. You could run faster. I truly feel you could run faster. You're right on my heels. This is just for your own entertainment. You're just toying with me. I knew you were gonna do that. I was ready on the draw. I'm holding your breath now. Come on, why would she create a realm with an exit? It's the girls' apartment. I finished homework after school, then played with friends in the yard. On my way home, I found 5 marbles on the road. My friends said they weren't theirs. Teachers taught us to give lost things to the police, but Mom said marbles were fine to keep. And thus you became a victim. I find stories like this to be so scary. The idea of doing something innocuous in your day-to-day and crossing some moral line with a being you couldn't possibly predict or understand, and having your life turn into this in the immediate aftermath. I don't know, I mean, there's a million stories about, not helping an old crone and it turns out she's a witch who curses you, or, defacing some grave and having the ghost come back to haunt you, but this? It ensnares the innocent. It's the kind of thing that can't be predicted. It's the idea of running afoul of some morality that is beyond your comprehension. Look. There's a face drawn on the wall. It wasn't something grabbing you, it was the wall itself closing around your arm. Or at least trying to. Are you her servants? Are you the ones that she had taken? And another question, does she only exist here? Like, is this something that's local to here? The old lady was watching me, watching us play, but my friends insisted they didn't see her because only those who have been marked can see her. What is this place? I'm so scared. Mom, Dad, where are you? The key's in the wall hole, but I can't reach it. I'm so scared. I promise I'll behave. I'll never play outside after dark. She thought this was their way of punishing her. Camera's dead. You know what? I think it's seen plenty. I've lost track of time trapped here. I tried leaving, but that monster blocked the way. It's killed me several times already, and my body's changing. Maybe I'll become one of them too. Everyone else has become those things. I'm the only one left. And where it's first food in years. Instructions. Oh no. Other common traits among them: hearing marble sounds, starting to feel something staring from the corner, frequent nightmares, beginning to notice the eerie old woman only visible to themselves. The more they focus, the closer it gets. Fear manifests it. Destroy all records. How to purge its existence from my mind. Tried every method. Nothing worked. Surgery. Yes, surgery. The last resort. I don't know if you can do this with any degree of reliability, my guy. But what else is there? Are you saying that this would truly just be an abandoned building had we not heard the stories ourselves? You really are going to leave this to us, huh? And the bowl of olives as the image to go alongside it. That's brilliant. There have been a number of things that were subtly foreshadowed throughout the game, and I don't know, I'm just really a fan of the way this slow burn has paced itself. Oh no. It feels like I had another nightmare, but I can't remember what it was about. Wait, where's the camera? It's like I didn't even set it up. My head hurts, and I think I have a fever. Let's get out of here first. Was that truly what was needed to erase our memory of her? And our memory of these events? It seems our injuries maybe didn't carry forward. Or did it really happen at all? This is facing forward again. Is it possible that everything from the time you turned back wasn't real? Hang on. No, need to get out fast. You know what? I don't blame you. This is a sight I never thought we'd see again. So maybe that person in the past really did get out. But if they did, they would have been unable to tell their story. She'll never leave us. After a hospital examination, The doctor confirmed it's just a common cold with fever. But I feel there's more to this. I keep feeling like I've experienced something. But whenever I try to recall, I get a headache, accompanied by an inexplicable sense of dread. It seems my subconscious is blocking me from remembering something. I've decided to destroy the camera's memory card. The deposit will also be refunded to the fans. I'm never going back to that apartment again. To be fair, this may be the only way to save your life, but I would never. Really? That grinning face is going to haunt my dreams. Thank you for playing. This is our first game, so we sincerely appreciate your understandings of any shortcomings. If you encounter any bugs, please don't hesitate to report them. We'll address them immediately. Thank you again for your support. It means everything to us. So that was Dreadflats, and especially for a first-time dev, that was really, really good. That was so good. And I think the thing I liked the most about it was how it relies so much on, like, almost primal fear, you know? The idea of something grinning at you from around a corner. The idea that something has attached itself to you and you can't get away from it, but something often so specific. We didn't even see the ghost until fairly late on, and it wasn't a monster we had to run from until basically the end. I really appreciated how it was willing to do what so few horror games are, which is allowing the subtleties and the build-up and the ghost story to work itself into your mind for a majority of the game. It was like 2/3 of the game before it really, like, started, you know? Where a lot of others would have done it within, like, 15-20 minutes. And the threat itself wasn't just a typical ghost of someone who had, like, died here and was haunting it. It felt like something otherworldly. Something that does have some sort of implied morality and logic, but one which we can't comprehend, and it doesn't really directly explain it. There are things we can infer, but for the most part, it's just a matter of getting out of here alive. There were a lot of subtle scares, and a lot of the time, it was just telling us ghost stories and allowing us to play those ghost stories out in our head every time we rounded a corner, every time we entered a room. And that was a really effective way to do it. It spent most of its runtime allowing me to work myself up. Once the gameplay did start, there were a couple of points where I felt like it was a little too, like, you had to be exact for it to work. And dying in those moments really, really hurts the tension. But, you know, it was only a couple of segments. Granted, there were only a couple places where we had to do gameplay. And to its credit, the part where we were most in control, that being the apartment that she was patrolling around in, and we had to find the scissors to get into the cupboard, that actually worked really, really well. Because there were times where we could run and we would hear her picking up the pace trying to come after us, but it gave us room to maneuver. There was wiggle room. As personally offended as I am of the idea of just deleting all that footage, I really think that this ending was a cut above what I was expecting, because after how dark this was, I was really expecting the cliche of, like, we would make it to the door with the key and then we would whip the camera around and she would be right there and get us. Or maybe we would make it to the car and then she would appear in the road or in the rearview mirror and we would die. And I really don't like endings like that because, first of all, everything does them, so it's not even a shocking twist anymore. But also, when the main character just dies like that, it makes it feel like everything we just went through was a total waste of time for me. This really felt like a horrible, gut-wrenching twist because we very painfully enabled our own escape, but it created this unique situation where we'll never know what happened to us, but we'll know that something did. This thing has attached itself to us, and she can't get us so long as we don't remember, but she's always there, and if we ever do... No, that's a creepy thought, and this was a creepy game, and I'd love to see the developer do more, but If you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.